Between rain showers on Saturday, we decided to take the opportunity to overseed the food plots. We started up near the platform. Kimber, as soon as she got out of the XP, decided that she would need to add a little bit of moisture to the field. As I was filling the spreader, she decided that she would go ahead and check out some of the deer trails along through the field, going off into the woods. As I was finishing filling the spreader and crumpling the bag, I believe Kimber heard the crumpling and decided that she better head on back to the XP, since it did sound pretty much like the same crumbling sound as her dog food bag. We overseeded the platform fields pretty much north of the area from the windmill. Unfortunately, we had a GoPro malfunction and did not get any footage of that part of the overseeding. As soon as we were finished with that, we headed down to the creek field to refill the spreader and start overseeding down there. Crumpling up the empty seed bag brought Kimber right on back to the XP, since she had been exploring some of the trails down by the creek. With Kimber loaded back up in the XP, we went ahead and started overseeding the creekfield food plot. This year we decided to repeat the same thing that we had used last year, and was fairly happy with the Forage Feast deer food plot seed that we got from Tractor Supply. That actually has pretty much a mixture of forage oats and some other grains. It also has some forage rape, as well as clover and Austrian winter peas. This had actually done fairly well for us last year, and we had a fairly decent germination following just broadcast spreading it. Last week we had managed to get the bush hog down to the creek field and go ahead with the second cutting of the year. Since it was the second cutting, we didn't have near as much debris as what we had up at the platform line. The clover actually has been doing fairly well. I think by cutting back on the weeds, the clover started proliferating a little bit more. Although we had raked the majority of the clippings up, there was still a fair amount of debris left on the field itself as we were overseeding. We decided that since we only had a short break between rain showers, that we'd better get the seeding done, and if we had a chance, we could come on back down and drag the area before the next rain storm approached. According to the description on the bag, 40 pounds of this blend should cover approximately half of an acre. Since the creek field is actually less than half an acre, we decided to go ahead and use the majority of this, since we weren't sure that we'd be able to get a good seed to soil contact if we didn't get down to use the harrow or another drag before the next storm. We made a number of passes going from west to east and east to west and back and forth, and a few figure of eights to dispense the majority of the remaining seed that was in the spreader. As we emptied the spreader, we started having a few raindrops fall and had to abandon any plan for getting back down to drag the field. Hopefully, with the significant amount of rainfall that we got, we'll have good saturation and we'll see how things germinate.